think about our identity. And through this current social studies unit, it's an economic unit, and we've been thinking about our identity as entrepreneurs. We've been critical thinkers, and we've been very creative, and lately the students have developed a company of their own, a musical instrument company, and they have thought about what it means to divide the labor within the company, what a floor plan looks like, and how they can create their instruments using recyclable materials. And lately it has been a bustling business environment in our classrooms in second grade, and these students are here to tell you more about how. All right, Natalie, here you go.
This is our floor plan, and Intuit renamed it Supersonic Sounds. And this is the CEO office and the business center. And this is the manufacturing center and the delivery center. And we wanted the manufacturing center and the delivery center away from the CEO office and the business center. And this is the design studio and the sound test lab.
All right, have you ever wondered what causes different sounds? Or maybe how the guitar that Mrs. Hepburn plays so beautifully works? Or maybe how I'm able to make sound right now and how you're actually able to hear me? Well, you can ask any second grade student and they'll be able to tell you how sound is made and how we're also able to tweak the pitch and the volume of the sound. So during our sound day in second grade, the second grade students use a variety of different tools like tuning pitches and, tuning forks and slide whistles, rubber bands and strings, to discover that sound is made by vibrating objects and vibrating columns of air. And they also made homemade simple instruments like reed whistles and banjos to experiment how to manipulate the pitch and volume of the sound they produced. So here we have Ben to tell you more about what he learned about sound in science.
In science class, we learned that sound travels through sound waves. To change the pitch, you have to change the tension, change the length, or change the thickness. To hear sound, sound travels through the air and moves the air molecules, which then hit our eardrums and makes them vibrate. To make sound, air goes from our lungs up the windpipe and pushes through the vocal cords, making them vibrate.
In our class, we thought about what we've learned about in science class to begin constructing our own instruments. So to begin, we first kind of sought some advice from the artist Leonardo da Vinci, who is an amazing artist, science, and inventor from the Italian Renaissance. So we kind of studied how he was one of the greatest inventors of all time, and we looked at some of his sketches and drawings of inventions, and something that the kids realized is that he also had some really great drawings of musical instruments that he invented. So then the kids, with the help of the parents, collected a lot of recycled materials from home. Things like Kleenex boxes, cereal boxes, corks. And we kind of thought how we could use these materials to create our own instruments. Then the students, kind of based on these materials, created a blueprint. First of all, does anybody know the show over here? Does anybody recognize it? Do you know, Ellie? Phineas and Ferb. In Phineas and Ferb, they have a lot of blueprints, don't they? Have you guys seen those before? Yeah. In a blueprint, I'm going to have kind of Gavin talk a little bit about that in a second. He's going to talk about what a blueprint is, and he's going to share one of his blueprints.
A blueprint is a design plan that explains how to build or create something. In my blueprint, I created a plan for a stringed instrument. Some things changed when I built my guitar, like the way I used the rubber bands. Some things stayed the same.
Kaden was going to present, but he's not here right now. Oh, he is right here. Oh, sorry, Kaden. I didn't see you come in. Okay, Kaden, go ahead.
In my blueprint, I created a design plan for a drum instrument like Gavin. Some of my ideas are in my design, and some things I changed. Then I built my instrument so that it would work better.
Okay. Now Anton is going to show us his instrument, and he actually was able to write some music for his instrument too, so he's going to talk a little bit about his.
When I began creating my drum instrument, I decided to fill 3 large water bottles with different amounts of water to create 3 different pitches. Later in art class, I added food coloring to the water and numbered each bottle. I also decided to add rubber bands and straws to make a drum, string, and wind instrument. And now I'm going to share some music that I made.
How to first create their blueprint, and then they created their instruments. And you can see them all in our gallery space, so if you have time today, please come check it out. Kids thought a lot about pitches. We used some really interesting materials to create drums, like balloons. We use electrical tape. We learned how we can really stretch that to kind of create the sound. We learned about tension a lot when creating our guitars or banjos. And we learned how to kind of vary rubber bands and strings to create different types of tension. And the really wonderful thing about these instruments, not only are they designed beautifully, but they work. So we'll just share just a few so you can see everybody's in the 2nd grade.